Hey, so I'm just leaving the first indoor USATF track meet of the winter. So I did the mile, the 800, which is just under half a mile, and the 200 today, which in that order. And just briefly, just so you guys, just so I can give you guys an update of how I'm doing. I ran the mile in 5:58. Which is a PR for me. My old PR from August was 6:03, and I started out kind of fast. I was in the slow heat. There was 2 heats, and I went to the front right away. People were going slow, so I just went to the front, and it was kind of nice going to the front actually, because then I was just kind of, no one was in my way. I just kind of had the wide open space to myself, but I knew I wasn't going to keep it because one of the kids in the race, he's probably, 11, 12 years old, beat me last summer by like 30 seconds, and I knew there was no way I was going to beat him, but I was surprised at how long I stayed ahead of him for, actually. But looking at my times as I passed, I was going a little bit faster than I had planned, but I felt pretty good, and then I started to slow down a little bit, and then, but I felt pretty good. I almost blew chunks at the end. I was real close to blowing chunks. I went over the garbage can. I actually was dry even a little bit. And then I really wanted to run the 800, like, really bad, but, like, after that, I didn't even know if I wanted to run the 800 anymore. So I walked around a bit, walked around outside, thought I still might throw up, and then I was like, okay, I'm running the 800, whatever. So somehow there was 3 heats of the 800, and somehow I ended up in the fast heat. And I don't know how that happened exactly, but that's fine, because for me, I wasn't really racing to win anyway. I was just racing for time, so the fastest heat was the 3rd heat, so I got more time to rest. And I ran 2:44.8 something, and that's like my old PR. The only time I ran it before back in August was like 2:44 point something, so it was like almost identical to the time back then. And I didn't have any steam left. Like, I started up, like, in the fast heat, like, I was, like, at the back, but I wasn't, like, way in the back. Like, people were close to me. But then after the first 2 laps, it's 4 laps around on an indoor track. After the first 2 laps, then I just couldn't keep up. My legs were burning out, and I just didn't have it anymore. But then I jumped into 200 anyway, because, and I ran, like, a 29:27, which I ran 2 200s over the summer, and they were both like 29.1 something and 29.2 something. So they're all close. It seems like my 200 time is going down by about a 20th of a second every few months, which I don't train 200, so that's about what it should be. And I was just burned out from the other races too. Like, my legs didn't have any strength left in them. But before the other 200s, I ran races before that too, so it was the same disadvantages as I had then. So I kind of wish I would have ran the 200 a little bit faster, because I was feeling like I got a little bit more basic speed up since last summer, but I don't know. So my last meet outdoors that I did, all 3 races that I did today, I ran like a 6:17 mile. This was in August. It was like a 6:17, a 2:44, and a 29.2. And today I ran like a 5:58, a 2:44, and a 29.2. So, like, the mile was like almost 20 seconds quicker, but then the other ones were the same. So I'd say I did get better, but my endurance didn't get better. Or I just had an off day and I burned out, I don't know. And one thing I wanted to say is there was a couple guys here that were obviously buddies, knew each other, and I just talked to them a little bit, and it's funny because they were both like over a minute ahead of me in the mile, and then they were both like 30 seconds or so almost ahead of me in the 800, and they were both like really close with each other in those 2 races, but then they both jumped into 200 also, just kind of for fun, and one of them ran like a 26 something, and the other one ran like a 31 something, so I actually beat one of them in the 200, and then the other one was 5 seconds to 200 faster than the other one, even though their mile times and their 800 times were almost identical. So that just goes to show that what you can run the mile in and what you can run the 800 in really doesn't mean anything for the 200 or sprints. I mean, you can get 2 5-minute mile runners, and one of them will run a 26-second 200, and the other one will run a 32-second 200. It's totally irrelevant. So when people say, what could Usain Bolt run a mile in, there is absolutely no way to know. Or no, when people say, what could Mo Farah or Hassan Mead or any of those guys, what could they run a 200 in? there's really no way to know. It could be anywhere from 22 to 30 seconds. Probably less than 30 though. Alright, that's about it. So the next one's in January, indoor track meet, and now it's time to go Christmas shopping. So this brief recap turned into a 5 minutes. Alright, see ya.